We celebrate this. We call it discipline, intentional living, freedom. And in many ways, it is. But somewhere along the way, minimalism got hijacked, and now millions of people are confusing spending less with building wealth, and those two things are not the same. I want to be very clear. I am not here to tell you minimalism is bad. I practice a version of it myself. But if you think cutting your Netflix subscription, brewing coffee at home, and refusing to buy new clothes is a financial strategy, I need to show you what you're missing. What minimalism actually is, and what IT became. Minimalism has a long, serious history. Stoic philosophers argued that freedom comes from needing less. Thoreau went to the woods to strip life down to its essentials. Zen tradition teaches non-attachment. But in the 2010s, minimalism became an aesthetic. It became a content category. White walls, 33 items in a wardrobe, the life-changing magic of tidying up. That shift matters, because aesthetic minimalism and financial minimalism are not the same thing. Aesthetic minimalism says, own less. Financial wisdom says, own assets that grow. Those two directives can overlap, but they can also work against each other in ways no one talks about. The math problem. Let me show you the math. And I want you to watch this carefully. Say you make $60,000 a year. The average American saves about 5% of their income. That's $3,000 a year. You get your savings rate up to 20%. That's $12,000 a year saved. That's real. That's impressive. But here's the thing. At 20% savings rate, you are saving $12,000 and spending $48,000. The ceiling of frugality is limited by your income. Now meet someone who earns $60,000, saves 10%, $6,000, but invests it. At 8% annual return over 30 years, that $6,000 a year becomes over $740,000. Your hardcore minimalist who saved $12,000 a year but kept it in a savings account, $360,000, half the wealth, twice the sacrifice. Frugality without investment is a slowly draining bathtub with a very small tap. Compound interest doesn't care how little you spend. It only cares what you put to work. The 3 traps inside minimalism culture. There are 3 specific ways minimalism culture can actually hurt your financial life. Let me name them. Trap 1. Optimization theater. This is when you spend enormous mental energy on tiny wins, canceling a $15 subscription, splitting a bill to the cent, obsessing over grocery prices, while ignoring decisions that actually move the needle: your career growth, your investment allocation, your earning potential. Behavioral economists call this draining focus on the small to avoid anxiety about the large. The $15 subscription is manageable. Negotiating a salary increase feels terrifying, so you optimize the subscription and call it being smart with money. Trap 2. Identity as strategy. Minimalism becomes part of who you are. I'm the person who doesn't buy things. That identity feels righteous. But identity is not a financial strategy. I've met people who were proud of living on $1,500 a month, but had zero in retirement accounts at 42. The pride of frugality had replaced the urgency of wealth building. Trap 3. Confusing reduction with accumulation. You can reduce your way to zero expenses. You cannot reduce your way to $1 million. Spending zero and earning zero nets the same result. Wealth isn't the absence of spending. Wealth is accumulated ownership of assets that generate returns. What building wealth actually requires. So what actually builds wealth? I want to give you the honest, unsexy answer. First, income matters enormously. Not how little you spend of it, how much you make. The single highest leverage financial decision most people can make is not cutting one more expense. It's adding one more income stream, getting a raise, upskilling, or starting something on the side. A person who earns $120,000 and spends $90,000 will almost always out-accumulate a person who earns $50,000 and spends $30,000, even though the second person has a higher savings rate, because the first person can invest more in absolute dollars. Second, consistency of investment, not perfection, not timing. Index funds, a Roth IRA, a 401k, these are not exciting. They are not going viral on social media. But 40 years of boring, consistent contribution is what produces generational wealth, not a capsule wardrobe. Third, time. And this is where minimalism can actually help, but in a specific, limited way. If minimalism helps you start investing 5 years earlier because you have more cash to deploy, then minimalism is a wealth accelerator. If minimalism is a lifestyle identity that makes you feel financially virtuous without actually deploying capital, it is a comfort trap. The income side, the conversation minimalism avoids. Here's a conversation the minimalism community almost never has. Earning more, there's a spending floor. You can't spend negative money. The lowest possible spending is zero. There's no income ceiling, none. So why do we spend 90% of our financial self-improvement energy on the side with a finite limit, and almost none on the side with unlimited upside? The honest answer is psychological. Cutting spending feels controllable. Increasing income feels uncertain, scary, dependent on others, on luck, on the economy. But when you look at the wealth builders, the people who actually retired early or built financial independence, the story is almost never "I stopped buying lattes." It's "I built something, negotiated hard, took a calculated risk, or developed a skill the market paid well for." The right role for minimalism in a wealth strategy. I want to be fair, because minimalism, practiced correctly, does have real value in a wealth-building context. 1. It reduces lifestyle inflation. The biggest wealth killer isn't frivolous spending. It's silently upgrading your lifestyle every time your income goes up. Minimalism helps you resist that. 2. It creates investable margin. If your spending is genuinely low and stable, more of every raise goes straight to investment. That margin compounds. 3. It reduces decision fatigue. People who spend less mental energy on consumption often have more left for high-value decisions, career moves, investments, entrepreneurial bets. So the correct framing is not minimalism is bad. It's this. Minimalism is a tool that works when used alongside income growth and consistent investment. On its own, it's like training hard for a marathon but never actually running it. Discipline without direction is just suffering. Objections. But what about the people who can't earn more? Who are just trying to survive? That's real, and it's important. Nothing I've said today is directed at people in genuine financial hardship. Minimalism as a survival strategy is valid and necessary. This video is about a specific misapplication, using minimalism as a wealth ideology for people who do have investable margin but are spending it on identity instead of assets. Isn't it hypocritical to tell people to spend more to get rich? I'm not telling you to spend more. I'm telling you to stop counting saving as the finish line. Save, yes, but then deploy those savings into assets. That's a different thing entirely. The stock market is risky. What if it crashes? Over any 20-year window in U.S. history, the S&P 500 has been positive. The risk of long-term investment is dramatically overstated. The risk of not investing, inflation quietly destroying the purchasing power of your saved cash, is dramatically understated. I want to leave you with one question. Not a homework assignment, just a question. When you think about your financial life, the decisions you make, the things you optimize, the identity you've built around money, are those behaviors building assets, or are they building an image? Because both can feel like discipline. Both can feel like you're doing the right thing. But only one of them compounds. Minimalism is a beautiful philosophy, but philosophy doesn't pay for retirement. What you invest does. If this reframed anything for you today, even a little, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you know someone who's been proud of their frugality but hasn't opened a brokerage account yet, send this to them. That one conversation might be worth more than every latte they didn't buy. See you in the next one.